Liquid Moly has been #1 in Germany for the past 10 years in motor oils and additives. We're super excited to bring the marine range now in North America. All that experience in the performance and the racing industry translated into the marine world couldn't be a better combination. Are you scared of using your warranty? Well, you shouldn't. Liquid Moly Marine product has all the approvals from the National Marine Manufacturers Association, FCW, TCW3, and also API specs. Please refer to your owner's manual for right viscosity. Use the best to maintain your passion. Liquid Moly for the past 10 years in motor oils and additives.
Now we're live. Watercraft Network Wednesday. How you doing? If you noticed, I got the whole couch to myself. No
Does that mean
Kevin.
it's going to be a quiet night?
It's going to be a quiet night. Means I don't have to talk a lot. Great show tonight. We got the legend Larry Rippenkroger, director, writer of that new Hot Water movie. Got a lot of stuff coming up with that. Got a lot of questions to ask Larry. Gonna have a good time tonight. Excuse me, allergies are kicking my tail today.
Oh,
It's
you
getting
can't
to be
tell.
that time of year. Good thing
I-
it wasn't last year with COVID.
Yeah,
Everybody thinking I was sick.
I just thought it. Well, it snowed here today
But-
in New York, so
Yeah,
allergies.
what was that about?
I don't know.
It was literally about 3 o'clock. It starts snowing.
Yeah.
It drops to about 32 degrees, and next thing you know, it's just
Where I was, the ground was completely covered.
and it was depending on where you were. I mean, some of the hill towns up north, it was crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, they were expecting what 4 inches of snow
insane.
in end of April.
Yo,
Uh,
I
crazy.
thought we got the warm weather. I thought we were good.
Oh,
Spring.
hell yeah!
Nope.
I mean, we're trying to like this weekend. We're getting ready to change some oil, putting some liquid moly in the skis, using some WSM oil filters.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, all I know is it doesn't rain in the garage.
This is true. And Sunday's supposed to be miserable again. It's nuts. But past weekend, he won Aqua X.
Oh man, I tried to watch as much as I could.
Yeah, it was crazy. Valentina did great. Chris McCluggage was killing it. Baldwin.
Yeah, they were smashing it.
I mean, some of them boats. I mean, you see McCluggage literally coming almost on shore, and he's still
He has-
wide freaking open.
You got to be when you're that close.
The man is insane. But and our buddy Oro Martinez was down there too. He actually did pretty well. So it was all the Brower guys were there. They were.
It was definitely a packed house.
It was definitely. I was surprised at how many people were down there, and those
Super
conditions were rough. And Daytona, I mean, it's either going to be smooth like glass. I mean, I've been down there for Bike Week and whatnot, and it's been not a
always-
wave to be seen.
Which
then-
is shocking because it's always windy down there.
Oh, it's crazy,
Always.
crazy. But why don't we get Larry on so we don't
Yeah, why not?
shortchange him a little bit here?
Sure. Roaring ready
Is he
to
in?
go.
There he is.
Here he is.
Larry, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, doing well.
You've had quite a busy month here with the movie.
Yeah, you could say that.
What's going on? What's new?
Well, we're real excited. We finally got hot water released, and the big thing that we just discovered 2 nights ago is we did a little campaign asking viewers to watch the movie and then go on to Amazon in particular, but it's available on a lot of different platforms, but mainly Amazon. And we asked everybody to go out on Amazon and leave a rating, leave a review, as well as IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. And we're going to be giving away one of the hot water watches that was featured in the movie. Well, the First and Watercraft community rose to the occasion, and we needed 100 reviews for Amazon, for their algorithms to give us a boost. And we had about 80 reviews going into that weekend, and by Sunday night we were at 160 some reviews.
Wow.
And I went on Amazon last night, and sure enough, hot water's been boosted up to the number one comedy rental purchase. Now, if you go on to Amazon and go down and like you're searching for a comedy to watch, and then go down to rental purchases, and there's Hot Water first thing. Right.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
yeah, real excited about that.
Now you were doing some giveaways in that too for the movie and the Autographed, and what there was something else going on there.
Yeah, we've extended it for one more week, and we're asking folks to go out to IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes so we can get those numbers up. And next weekend, we're going to have a drawing and give away this $1,800 custom-made hot water watch. So that Pound Foolish is the company that custom makes these watches. And there's only 2 of them in existence, and I'm keeping one of them for myself. And so somebody else is going to own one come next Sunday.
Now, is that going to go along with the rest of the collection there that I saw on the, what was it, jet ski cribs?
Yeah, we've got some other things we're going to be doing. As a matter of fact, I wore the Grim Reaper shirt tonight. We've had a lot of interest in those, and we've got quite a few of them left over from the movie shoot. So we're going to do something to give away some of these Grim Reaper hot sauce shirts, and we've got DVDs and posters and all kinds of stuff. So,
well, that's I was watching. They did an interview with Larry, and it was like MTV cribs, but it was PWC cribs, and he's going through and showing all the stuff from his movies, showing stuff from back in the day. There was quite the Eagle trophy that I remember.
What was that? What trophy?
I said there was quite an Eagle trophy that was.
Yeah, I forget what year that was, but that was amazing. They gave out those. It was when Anheuser-Busch Budweiser was our tour sponsor, so they had the Budweiser Eagle trophies. As a matter of fact, if I move out of the way, you can see it over my shoulder in the background there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really amazing trophies. It was probably one of the coolest trophies I've ever seen.
Now you're doing some stuff with Chris Haggis, I believe, too, right? Weren't you doing some
Yeah,
giveaways
we've kind of I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, weren't you doing some giveaways in that with Chris?
Yeah, Chris is they're doing their own promotion as well. They're giving away some free DVDs, I believe, and I've signed a handful of DVDs and posters for them to sell and to give away. And then Jet Tribe has also got some things going with some similar giveaways, I believe. And yeah, we're real excited. We knew the movie would do well within the personal watercraft industry, but now with our position on Amazon, the next big push is to try to get this out to the mainstream movie audience. And it's pretty cool because some of the reviews, the comments have been from people that said, wow, I didn't even know this was a thing, this racing, these watercraft. I didn't even, but now I want to go buy one. This is so exciting. So that's what we're looking for. We want to, expose this sport to the rest of the world.
Now, with that, there's the collection. I think you were keeping some of those skis from the movie, weren't you?
I have, yeah. Chris Haggis has the 2 Pro Force skis that we used in the movie, and he's getting ready. He recently purchased the building next to Pro Watercraft, and he's going to build a watercraft museum there, and they hope to have it open by the World Finals in October. And he's going to have all kinds of vintage watercraft in there, as well as we're going to have a whole hot water section with the skis from the movie. And I have the Richard Hurt, the Broward Motorsports ski, and I think I mentioned in the cribs thing, my nephew has put dibs on that. He's going to buy that. So
yeah, that was the triple, right?
Yeah.
That was funny.
That thing, it runs really good.
So, as far as the movie, what else is coming up with that?
Oh boy. Well, like I said, the big push now is we've got a bunch of advertising that launches near the end of this week, and it's going to go out to all over social media. to start exposing hot water to mainstream movie audiences, and we're just going to keep pushing. And I have been working on the sequel script, and it really comes down to if hot water does well enough, we will definitely do another one, and I hope so because uh, I think the second one's even funnier than the first one, the way it's coming together and everything. So as I'm writing, I'm sitting there giggling to myself. So I hope that becomes a reality.
Well, if you need an overweight guy in some shorts, man,
Yeah, you got two of us right here.
fat guys on the beach.
Oh,
Yeah.
too funny. I was gonna say, I was just gonna ask you too. Is there gonna be a sequel coming? So you kind of beat me to the punch on that one.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm preparing for it. I've got I'd say it's about halfway done. I've got it all mapped out, and then I've got the first 25 pages are solid. They're locked. I'm really happy with that, and I'm just filling in the blanks now, and it's
Wow.
coming together.
Nice,
Man,
nice.
that's
Now,
good.
speaking of Chris Haggis, now he's been obviously doing some stuff with Harry Gocher. Machete's been kind of dabbling, getting back on skis. Harry did his first race, what, a couple weeks ago?
Yep.
Is there any inkling that we may see Larry back in a race?
Chris, he's pushing me. He would love to see it. He keeps mentioning like if he puts a triple back in the red Pro Force ski, would I if he gave that to me, would I get out and ride it? Would I be at Body Beach with everybody and all that? And I said, well, that'd be good motivation for me to show up and get out of Body Beach. I talked to Harry a couple weeks ago at the first race back for him, and he said, man, after being out of it for so long and being, his words were like bald and chubby, old bald and chubby, I think is what he said. He said it's a tougher road coming back, but I don't know. I mean, it's not out of the question, I'd say, but I don't have any immediate plans to get back out there. What is the like the masters or the vet class? What is the minimum age for that? I'm sure
35.
more than 35.
35. And the only reason I know that is my nephew just turned 35, and that was the big ball bust was he gets to play in the veterans class this year. So
Yeah. Well, I'm way overqualified for a 35-year-old class, so
yeah,
Just a
you
few
and me
years.
both.
we have to create a like a old
Masters?
legends master class or something.
Yeah,
It's like
a master's
60
class
and
where you
over.
Yeah, I was good. Yeah, 50 and over. We'll
Yeah, 50 and over.
let the younger guys play and dabble for a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not in any of those.
You're out of it, right,
categories.
Mel?
Yeah, I'm out. Just because my beard is gray.
All right. Well, we do have the intern that's here, who's a 19-year-old kid, and he's already shaking his head because he's like, "Oh my God, you're talking about me again." What kind of advice, being that you've been in this sport for so long, would you give to somebody like our intern who's trying to get himself into PWC racing?
Well, my biggest advice is keep it fun. Don't get so crazy about it that you're not enjoying it anymore. And I've always said this: it's going to the gym and exercising and training and all that to stay in shape. That's all good and it all helps, but there's absolutely no substitute for time on the water. You got to get out and ride, and if you've got ability or availability of any buoys or anything like that, then that's another bonus to actually get out and practice in race-like conditions. And time on the water, that's the bottom line. Just get out and have fun and practice and practice.
Definitely agree with the seat time.
And
Seed
we've been
time.
telling him,
Seed
we've been
time.
telling him that from the get-go. Now, just to give intern an idea here, how much time back in the day you were on the tour? How many days a week, how many hours a week were you practicing?
Oh my gosh, I grew up in Sacramento, up in Northern California, and it gets cold up there in the winter. Not like what you guys are exposed to, not snow, but it's still cold, cold for a Californian. And I would I would train year round. I would go down to the Sacramento River, and it was so cold. I remember at one point I bought a propane powered stove, and I would put this big metal pot, dip it in the river, and then set it on the stove. And then while I was out riding, it was coming up to temperature to where it could come in and stand in this pot of almost boiling water to try to get some feeling back in my feet and my hands. And we used to run the pisser line that would spray out the side of the ski in the wintertime. We would run the hose from that up to the handlebars, and the hot water that's gone through the motor would then circulate through the handlebars and squirt out the end of the grips and then down into the tray to try to
Uh-huh.
stay warm that way.
I'm surprised they haven't come up with something like that.
I've heard that numerous times.
I really am.
Yeah, I'm surprised somebody hasn't actually offered that as a a store-bought accessory that somebody could easily
I
adopt
mean,
in.
everybody in New York would buy it.
Well, actually, that fresh and salty kit, I bet you could do that with that.
Hmm.
Just redirect the water.
Yep.
Instead of doing it for cooling, you're doing it just the opposite.
To heat your ass.
Yeah.
Do just the opposite.
So yeah, I rode year-round, several days a week, and then as it got close to race season, then it was just as often as I could possibly get on the water, at least every other day, sometimes multiple days in a row. Just
How many skis were you running back in the day? Because obviously you must have just practice skis besides your race boat.
yeah, back then when the sport was just taking off, I mean, I only had my race ski, and then eventually I had a super stock and then a modified one, 440 and a 550.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really have like a separate practice ski. I was always just riding on my actual, what ended up being my race skis. We rebuilt them just before the actual race tour started, because they had a lot of time on them throughout the winter. But I never ended up with an actual practice ski until maybe my second year of riding with PJS, because Ed Miller was real strict. He wouldn't let me take those PJS boats back to Sacramento with me. They stayed in Southern California, so I ended up having my own practice skis up north back then.
Now, you mentioned PJS. As far as the fastest boats, the best boats you were on during tour, when was that? And who was it for?
The best boats, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Without doubt, the PJS Pro Mod 550 was when we it first introduced the reed cylinders, and I was running stuff that they weren't offering to the general public until the following year. I mean, we had dual carbs on reed cylinders and a side exit exhaust that just sounded really badass. And that thing was an absolute rocket ship in that day and time. It was a full, factory prototype, if you will, just head and shoulders above what anybody else had access to. So that ski it was almost, at times it was too much. In like ocean races where it was rough, I would just race the super stock in both classes because the mod was just too much out there in the surf.
Surf races, yeah, I could see that. I remember back in the day, there was a few times in some of the ocean races on the East Coast, it was the same thing. You couldn't run a mod boat just and survive.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So,
So I got a question.
uh-oh.
Well, I see Valentina's on. What's the chances of it being a female racer, or on his next movie?
I'm trying to turn the volume up on my computer because I'm having a
Can you hear me now?
time. Yes, I can hear, but it's just real soft, so I'm struggling a little bit.
I got a soft voice.
What was the question again?
No, I was wondering, what are the chances of a female being the main character in your next story?
I've kicked that around. One of the early versions of the script for Hot Water, that was a studio reader came back and had that suggestion that we kind of flip the
The script.
the dynamics of it a bit. It's not out of the question by any means. I'm kicking it around. I've got the
Well,
story mapped out.
that would be a whole new
What's that?
angle, though. That's like,
Yeah, yeah. Right now, the way that this is coming together, and anything could change at this point. But I've got it taking place. Our dog character, he gets into some trouble, and they're at the beginning of the movie and gets kicked out of the country. So they're, but as
That's
fate
awesome.
would have it, everything comes together, and they end up with a sponsor to go down and race in Australia, and
Wow.
that's the setup for the second one. And
Ooh,
but
insight.
again, this could all change completely. But it's nothing but big surf races down in Australia. I do have um, a strong female character, and I haven't decided yet how I'm going to play it out. By the time we get to the
Awesome.
big finale.
Now, are we going to see any cameos in the next movie?
Yeah, it'll be a lot easier now, making a second one because people know what it's about and everything. So I'm going to call in some more favors. And then, of course, we'll have, some pros in there to spice things up. And I don't know if I can get Chris McCluggage to take a month off from work and come down to Australia and be our double again, but we'll we'll
I was
figure
going to
that
say
out. In the time
it was Chris and who else was in this movie?
We had Victor Sheldon doubled our bad guy. He was the Richard double for most of the movie, about 90% of the movie. McCluggage was our Billy double for about 90%. We had Mark Gomez doubled Billy for the freestyle stuff in the swimming pool. And he also did a little bit of the racing sequence for Billy. And then Tara Lejo was our Kelly double. And then we came back and we had to do some pickup shots to fill in a couple gaps. And we had Cole Kramer doubling Richard and Joey Pierce doubled Billy for that. So, but
Wow.
yeah, Victor and Chris McCluggage were the two main, and Tara were our three main stunt doubles.
Well, that's
Nice.
one hell of a planning, when it comes to cycling,
Yeah.
people through the situations.
Well, it's not like he had any kind of pull with any of them at any point in time. So I'm sure a lot of these people were still on speed dial.
Yeah. Yeah, thankfully, like guys like Victor, he's still in tremendous shape. He mountain bikes all the time, and he got on the ski and he looked just like the old Victor doing leg drags and just shredding out there. So that was good.
Damn.
And having the time of his life, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And speaking of Chris
That's
McCluggage, did you see him at all this weekend?
I saw the footage where he jumped the waves and came up. It looked like about 3 inches of water along the shoreline there. Insane, but
If that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's still amazing to this day. And I mentioned this in the Cribs thing that the Richard ski is a triple 1100 with quite a bit of work done to it, and it's really fast. But it wasn't as fast as the Pro Force that McCluggage was riding, and so that was one of the challenges with these guys was telling McCluggage you got to take just a little off so Victor can stay with you, and he's
That
a
didn't
racer at
happen.
heart. It's hard to get him to slow down at all.
Yeah, I think he knows two positions,
Yeah,
off and WFO.
yeah, that's it, pretty much. Yeah.
So, anything else coming up here that Larry's going to be having some fun with, or what?
Oh my gosh, let's see. What do we got? Oh, we're going to do at the Refuge Golf and Country Club where we shot in Havasu quite a bit of the movie. The opening sequence in the swimming pool with the T-Rex and all that. In June, I think they're purchasing a big inflatable movie screen, and we're going to have a hot water movie night in the pool at the Refuge, and we're going to do something for the World Finals when everybody's in town for that too. And we're kicking around some ideas with Chris Haggis's new jet ski museum, possibly doing a showing of hot water on one of the big walls in there, or we might even rent a movie theater and have a showing during that week, or something. And then what else? I'm picking. I'm now that hot water is out there and going, and I can kind of settle down a little bit and come up for air. I'm taking some stunt jobs now and then, and got some shows coming up, some big movies coming up late this year that I'm pretty excited about. And we'll
Wow.
keep everybody informed once that gets. They keep shifting, bumping the release dates back with COVID and everything until the
Yeah.
theaters all get open. But yeah, things are kind of returning to normal here somewhat.
Nice. Well, we're on Roku, obviously, actually out in your neck of the woods, and we're short on time, as they say. We have to keep it under wraps, but we definitely appreciate you coming back on the show. We are
It's an honor. It's
to have you even to
like
have you on the
famous.
show. We're great that hot water is doing as well as it's doing,
even better.
and I'm sure it's going to get climb up on that Amazon ranking.
Well, one of the things that's just as important as purchasing is putting a review. That review will bump up the analytics for
Oh,
his
jumped
movie.
that. So you haven't seen
Yes.
Hot Water? Please go on it, watch it, send the review. Let's get this up there into the top ranking, even higher than what it is.
Yeah.
Again, Larry, thank you very much. Anything new, please let us know. We'd love to get you back on.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure once the mayor gets done with some of his things that he's been doing, Kevin here, he'd probably talk your ear off for the next hour.
Pretty much.
So
That's why we
All
fired.
right.
him.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you having me on and supporting what I'm doing. And
Oh my-
I want a big shout out to the whole Watercraft community. Thank you guys for the support and you've helped us get hot water right up the chain to the #1 spot in the comedies that are available on Amazon. And I think this is going to do great things for the sport as a little side benefit. So thank you all.
Definitely.
hopefully, I can't wait for the sequel.
Ooh.
Me neither.
All right, Larry, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Larry.
All right. Thanks, you
care.
guys.
See ya. Amazing. Hot water
mean-
too.
He's 25 pages deep. He's already saying those are legit. They're done.
It's coming.
The logistics of putting that movie together, okay, and knowing who you got, who can do what,
Mhm.
just, I don't even know how
Well,
to
like you
explain
said,
it.
He just goes through that Rolodex saying, "Hey, want to be in a movie?
Yeah,
What are you gonna say?"
I'd say no.
Okay. Intern, I would say no. He would say
already,
no.
already brought my Speedo. It's already there.
Next week, we're gonna talk about Bahamas.
Ooh.
Where
Where we should go.
It's where we should be going, but we're
Where
gonna be
we need
talking
to go.
Bahamas next week, so
It'll snow next weekend.
it's probably
Or
gonna
next
snow
week.
here. Absolutely, it ain't gonna snow there.
No.
I know it is snowing right now. I know,
So,
but
well, stay tuned for the weekend. Sunday, we've got, of course, tons of products are being placed in. We also got to see the motor in the
the
cane.
Daytona cane, the
Daytona
giveaway
cane.
cane.
Let me tell you, that haul, it's so disgusting. And you look and see that nice, clean, spotless motor.
that
Like,
SPT
what?
motor, that
Brand new.
SPT 760 motor.
Oh, it's going to be nice.
Uh-huh.
So we're still waiting for that from the shop.
We still got a bunch of stuff in from Hot Products for that build.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of cleaning, bunch of sanding.
I mean, we've even had wraps done on the boats,
I was gonna say,
on the four-wheeler. There's a lot going on
Rap,
here.
Rap Junkies is coming up with a pretty cool design.
That's going to be interesting.
He's still got a little bit more templating to do because nobody makes a wrap for a cane.
No.
So literally the first 3 canes that are going to be wrapped will be yours, Kevin's Yama cane, and the Daytona Yama cane. Be the first ones. So
I can't wait.
if you want a wrap for a Hurricane, Talk to Rap Junkies because it's coming.
It's gonna be awesome, dude.
So
I just can't wait. I can't wait somebody to win that, and then be able to watch it be sent.
in the
down
surf,
it. Oh my God! I want somebody to video it and
you
send
better
it to
have
me.
a set of brass to send that sucker
Honestly,
in the surf.
I
Down
don't
in
even
Daytona.
think it'll make it up a wave.
Oh, it'll make it up.
You're gonna break through the wave.
It'll go up.
Well, swapping those motors, you probably lose 80 pounds.
Probably. Probably. But much love, Liquid Molly,
Yeah.
WSM, Watercraft Superstore, SBT, Bobinski,
Popinski.
Bombers,
PWC Doctor.
PWC Doctor, Bombers.
Look, let me tell you something. If you don't own a pair of bombers and you ride a jet ski, you got something's wrong.
You're waiting to lose.
It's like getting on a jet ski without a life jacket.
You're
Where
waiting
do
to
you
lose
buy a
them.
life jacket?
They're gonna go sinking.
You know what I mean? So
These bad boys, they're not
nope. I never lose mine in the tub.
in the tub. Exactly.
I'm just saying.
The intern don't lose him in the lake, and we know he does a lot of swimming.
Yeah, he swims a lot. Definitely did last year.
Poor intern. All right, like you said, next week, talking Bahamas. Talk to you then.